Hi all. It is time for another pattern. Pattern focus is where we're going to go. We're going to scroll down here. We've got 2 more left until my vacation. I'm excited. Can you tell? All right. So, Caracole. Looks like Melinda Barlow has done this tangle, so that's good. It's a tangle by Lily Moon. Hers are always fun to do. Click on that so it gets nice and big. We're aiming for this. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. I like that. I like this that she's done here too, that the background is done in a sepia with different patterns. That's kind of fun. Should we try that? Or maybe these fillers, maybe we should do the fillers in a sepia or a different color. I don't know. Let's look at it and see. So step number 1 is a lovely little spiral. Step number 2, we're going to make a triangle sticking off of that. And then number 3, this is where we have to pay attention to what we're doing. We're making another triangle, but we're going to go a little bit over. Can you see that? It's not right at the end, but a little bit over, and then up, and then like partway up this arm is where the end of that triangle is going to be. And then we're going to do that all the way around. So a little bit over, up, and partway up this arm. A little bit over, up, and partway up this arm. So they kind of get bigger as they go around until you get all the way around, and then it's going up this arm a little bit. And then you keep going around, and you can, I guess you can go around as much as you want. Keep going and going and going, just adding to it till it gets as big as you want it to be, and then embellish. So that's an interesting pattern. I'm going to give that a go. I think I'm going to put it on my little bit bigger of a tile. So I'm going to use my slightly larger one. Turn on my light. Everybody close your eyes. Ah, that's always the worst part. I'm going to, why is that dirty? Huh. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a border just to remind me that I'm getting near the edge. And then use the pen that I've been using and kind of, I'm not going to be quite right smack in the middle, but maybe a little off to one side. We're going to do ourselves a little spiral like that. Far away. Get you a little closer. And then I want to start it, I think I want to start it here and come around, because then it'll get bigger as it goes that way. I'm going to do just a little triangle right there. And then I'm going to come up and over, and then up and over, and up and over, up and over. This is pretty simple. You guys can do this. Don't think I'm growing fast enough because I ended up with this weird shape here. I didn't make my next triangle big enough. But that's okay. you know what, we've lived and learned here. We're just gonna go around until it is a shape we like. It would come out here and it would come back somewhere in here. And it would come out here and come back somewhere over here. And go out here. And maybe come back somewhere over here. I just made it really big at the end there. I'm going to have some kind of border, but I don't want just a regular straight border, so I'm going to do some lines and some spirals because I've got that spiral in there. It goes really well together. Something like that. That makes it good. And then we can make this aura inside. I'm going to go ahead and draw that aura. Some of them will just be colored in because I don't have a lot of room in there. In the middle ones. And then I'll probably switch over to a colored pen of some sort. Maybe one of the browns. Maybe this one. Or this one. Or maybe both. So if I were to do this one again when I did the spiral, I would do my next triangle starting like at this midpoint and coming up and down rather than going the way I did, which was to go up and over, because I think that's giving me a better control over where it goes next, if that makes some sense. I don't know if it does, but giving me more control over the size of my next triangle. Okay, that looks good. Going to start with the darker one, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill in. And you might not be able to tell the difference, but these are brown rather than black. Maybe I'll switch over to the lighter color one. Oh yeah, that one you can tell is brown. I'm just going to do that. Wonder if I have a lighter color one yet. You never know what I might have in my drawer. That's purple. That's brown. That's that dark brown. That's black. That's green. Oh, that one might be a different color, because that one looks like it's a slightly lighter color. Let me see what it does. Oh yeah. So as I'm coming out from my spiral, I'm going just slightly lighter in color. There. And then I'm going to start doing some sort of pattern. Okay, for some reason, whatever I just said, my watch heard it as the phrase that opens the assistant. I didn't want to open the assistant. So that was weird. I don't want to say the name of the assistant because then it will open the assistant, and that's not what I want. I'm going to do that one, and then maybe in here we'll do a bit of circles. I'm just going to fill in these triangles with some patterns. But some of them may be harder than others to do because of their size and shape. Maybe one more of this color. Let me look at the sample just to get some ideas. Nothing exciting, nothing fancy. Just a little something in each of the triangles. Maybe something simple like that. I think I'm going to change to my next darker. That was the darkest one. I think I'm done with that. I'm going to do this one for a couple of times, and then I'll do this lighter one at the end. Maybe This one's almost purple. It says it's brown, but it's kind of a purpley color. Let's do a little checkerboard pattern in here. The easiest way to color in a checkerboard pattern is to just start with one, doesn't matter where you start, and then go to the corner. So like that one meets at the corner, and then this one meets at this corner, and that one meets at this corner. Rather than trying to do every other one, just go to where they meet at the corner, and that makes it easier to figure out where to go next. Because if you try to do every other one, sometimes you miss. Don't know why sometimes you miss, but you do. I learned this back in, I think it was junior high. We had a art teacher who did a whole thing on patterning, and we had to do this big sheet, like a gosh, it was bigger than, I think it was bigger than 8.5 by 11. It was big. Might have been 9 by 12, or I don't know. It was a big old piece of paper. And we had to put patterns in it and then color them in with just India ink. That took a long time to do, let me tell you. Like that. And then maybe something that looks that, and perhaps something like this. I don't know. I'm just playing at this point. The pattern itself is done. Maybe one more with this color. I'm going to do one of these tell it like it is questions. Make a statement about courage. Kind of statement about courage. That's an odd thing. Statement about courage. It's taking me a minute to think. I think that people are more courageous than you know. That they have struggles that you will never see. And that for some people, just getting up and facing the day is the most courageous thing that they could possibly do. And people would have no idea that that is a struggle for them because they don't see it. I think it takes courage to not just do something brave, but sometimes it can take courage to just do something it's not always something that's physically difficult to do. Sometimes it's things that are mentally difficult to do. That takes courage, takes great bravery. I think I'm going to do it takes courage to become vulnerable. That's hard to put yourself out there in whatever capacity. That can be really, really hard. Think about, I've got a friend who just, literally every single day, she struggles with mental illness, and for her, the choice is not she struggles with suicide. She does. And the choice for her is not whether she should kill herself today. The choice for her is, why should she not kill herself today? And I don't understand it, but I so much admire her courage, because she puts this struggle on social media, and she lets people know that this is how she feels every day, and that every day is a choice. Every single day she has to choose to live rather than choosing to die. And that was quite eye-opening for me. And I don't realize how courageous these people are who have mental illnesses that are that severe. I don't realize how strong that is. that was kind of a bummer. Didn't mean to bring everybody down. Sorry about that. But, you know, I admire her strength and her bravery and her courage to wake up every morning and stay with us and not choose death as an option for her day. I admire her bravery. And yet, people who don't know what her struggle is, if they just look at her, they would have no idea that she's being courageous today. And I imagine that might be the case for a lot of people we encounter in our everyday lives. We might not know how brave they're being today. We might not know that the person that seems like they're a little bit rude, that they're not being rude, but that they are struggling with not having a panic attack in that moment because being out in a social situation, like at the grocery store or at the drugstore, is difficult, and they've overcome that, and it's become, but they end up seeming like they're rude because they're just very guarded about their situation, because they're struggling so much with trying really hard not to end up in a panic attack. You never know. You don't know when you're talking to somebody. Anyway, these black ones are hard because they put me on them. Let's go for a yellow one. Let's go to a nice, light-hearted one. What is your favorite sport and why do you like it? Oh my. I'm not much of a sport person. Sport is not my thing usually. So, I like watching different sports in the Olympics. I'm not much of a player of sport, but I suppose I do enjoy watching things like ice skating or dance, or I guess dance isn't a sport, but it should be. They're definitely athletic. I enjoy more of the Olympic type sports. I'm not much of watching or following like baseball or basketball or those traditional American pastime type sports. I'm more likely to watch like the Winter Olympics than Summer Olympics. I don't know why the winter sports seem to be ones that draw my attention. I'm not too sure what I'm doing here. I'm just playing with lines. So I really guess I don't have a good answer as to a favorite sport, because I really don't have one. If someone were to invite me to a sporting event, I might go just to be social and to be with my friends. But I wouldn't go for the sport in and of itself. That's it. I have only one person that I follow in sort of the sporting world. I do follow one person, and she's not famous or anything, but she is a high school friend of mine who is a triathlete. I am super proud of her and her accomplishments, and I follow her when she posts stuff about sport. And she's recently been diagnosed with breast cancer, so she is struggling with that, but she's continuing to compete. She's done Ironman triathlons. That's just beyond comprehension to me. I like this. I think I'm done. Okay, I think this one's finished. I was just filling time and filling space by just filling in all those little triangles. You can do whatever you want. I may want to shade it a little, I think. Let's put the name. This one was Caracole. How does it want to live? It wants to live like that. And then maybe a little bit of shading. Start in the middle, work my way around. I think another something was delivered. Never fails. There's always a delivery around this house. I swear. We're learning, though, as we're doing our remodeling stuff and all the backyard stuff. You know, you used to be able to just go to the store and buy something. Even at the hardware store, there's lots of big displays, and then you have to order it, and you have to wait. You can't just go and buy and do a project. You have to order and wait. I understand that, you know, that way they don't have to have as much inventory in stock. They can have it at the warehouse, but they can distribute it to the various stores based on need. I get it. I mean, I understand why it's done the way it's done. It's just kind of annoying that you can't just go and grab something that used to be common at the store and just work. So you have to plan your projects ahead, and then you have to do some research online to see if it's available in the store. Luckily, most of the larger big box hardware stores have an online component where you can check to see what their inventory is. You know, you check online and it says it's got 300 of them. You know, you can just run over there and pick some up. Check online and it says it's got 2. Well, who knows where in the store that 2 might be. That could be even wrong based on inventory. I know that. So, you know, I get it. I work in retail. I understand. But the fact that there's like, sometimes there's like nothing. The things that you want, you can't find in the store at the time you want them. It's kind of annoying. I like that, and I'm going to put just a tad of white. You don't notice the white as much on this color tile as you do on the others, but I'm just going to put some on the borders of these triangles to just kind of really bring them out. Somebody asked me what kind of white pencil I'm using. I'm just using a regular white colored pencil. You could use a charcoal pencil. Any white pencil will do. I happen to be using Prismacolor. You don't have to use Prismacolor. My guess is that I may when this one runs out, and this one will be the one color I run out of quicker than any others because I'm using it all the time. Whichever brand happens to have one in the open stock where I can just buy a white and not buy like another whole set just to get a white is gonna be the brand that I pick up. It may not be Prismacolor, maybe another brand. I don't worry too much about brand as much as I worry about how something works. Some things are not as important. Alright, so that is done. It looks pretty good. I like it. It was fun. That was a Step Out by Lily Moon, and it was a good one. And like I said, it looked like Melinda Barlow had also done this pattern. So check out her video. She does things completely differently than I do, so yeah. She's worth checking out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place, okay? Bye.